So legacy qualifications are unit standard based qualifications in essence, in a nutshell. So the transition is being introduced so that the industry aligns with more occupationally directed qualifications, or qualifications that speak to specific occupations, not even specific occupations, that speaks to occupations itself. If you were to look at the structure of QCTO qualification, it sort of makes the learner work ready. So you get the knowledge, you get the practicals, and you get the workplace component. So after completion of the occupational qualification, a candidate would be deemed work ready. So the transition is there to move away from legacy qualifications or unit standard based qualifications to a framework that speaks more to qualifications that are occupationally aligned. The final enrollment date, as per SAQA, is the 30th of June 2026. However, internally as Chartall, we will stop taking any registrations after the 15th of June 2026 to allow the registrar's department to actually make the registrations onto the specific seaters before the cut-off date, which is the 30th of June 2026. So the teach-out period means that if you were enrolled on the qualification before the 30th of June or before the cut-off date, the enrollment cut-off date, the teach-out period essentially gives the people that were enrolled before time to complete the qualification. So, for instance, if a qualification is set to expire in 2026, June the 30th, but the teach-out period would be like 3 years from that period, meaning from the date of enrollment, you have got 3 years to actually complete the qualification, even though no new enrollments will be sort of allowed into the qualification. It serves purpose to the learners that are already enrolled on those specific qualifications or that didn't achieve those qualifications previously, to give them an opportunity to actually complete the qualification, and hence the teach-out period. It's there to make sure that people that want to complete the qualification are not disadvantaged because the qualification is being phased out. It's June 2029, the 30th of June 2029, 3 years from the cut-off date of enrollment. Provisional registration is sort of an internal adjustment to the process where it gives the learners an opportunity to pay a registration fee for them to be enrolled on the qualification before the enrollment expiry date of June the 30th comes to place. So it will give them the opportunity to be enrolled on the qualification, even though they will not actually do the qualification immediately. It saves them space, for a lack of a better word, to say you have been, or rather you are on the qualification and you have 3 years to complete it. So it reserves your space before the qualification becomes phased out. The alternative, I wouldn't even call it an alternative, it's more of a progression into the QCTO qualification. Most of the qualifications have got replacement qualifications, so to say, that speak to a specific job description or a specific role in the industry. So most of the qualifications, if not all of the QCTO qualifications, are very occupation based and they are very job specific. So I wouldn't call it a replacement. It's more of a progression and a realignment of what the industry currently needs in terms of qualified candidates. Well, essentially, irregardless of whether the qualification is being phased out or not, it still is a recognized and relevant qualification. Even though it will no longer be offered as a qualification nationally, it doesn't take away from the fact that that qualification did serve purpose, and the skills and knowledge that you acquired from that specific qualification do not necessarily disappear because there is now a replacement or a revised version of the same qualification. So I would advise that if you have the opportunity to complete the legacy qualification before it gets phased out, I'd advise you do it, because it does not take away the knowledge of what a legacy qualification was intended to do, because there is a new QCTO qualification. So the purpose will still be the same: acquire new skills, new knowledge, and everything. It's only the difference is that legacy qualifications were more unit standard based and were more general, and they were not keeping up with the requirements of the working industry. The QCTO qualifications want to sort of bridge that gap. So the moment you are done with a QCTO qualification, you can get straight into a job, because you have done the knowledge, you've done the workplace, you've done the practical modules. So the composition of the QCTO qualification makes it easier for you to be, I would say, employable, but it doesn't take away from the fact that legacy qualifications had a purpose to serve also, and still will have a purpose to serve even after the transition, because you do not lose credits. You do not lose the qualifications being phased out, do not lose credibility with the introduction of new QCTO qualifications.